I think one, I was really proud of our kids' effort. After going on the road in the season opener and having a tough game on the road and in a game we could have won, we came back, we got back to work and had two really long, hard practices. And then came back yesterday and I tried to get them fresh again. But, you know, I was proud of our energy we had because we created things for our offense, and everyone that stepped on the court contributed to the win.
Coach, usually a high number of turnovers is sometimes, you know, a result of a high-paced attack. Now, is there a way to cut back on those a little bit, you think?
Well, like Tarkus. Tarkus is just, he's still just adjusting to the college game. He's going to be one of the best point guards in the country when it's all said and done, but sometimes he just wants to go too fast. He had the ball and then he'd take off dribbling, but while everybody was still around him, instead of, it doesn't matter how fast he goes, it matters, do the other guys get down the floor? And you know, we had 19 turnovers, but we forced 22. So at the end of the day, we won the turnover game.
Kembe was particularly efficient tonight. 31 points, only 18 shots. What do you think about the way his game has grown from last season to this year and becoming more efficient?
Well, I think he is becoming more efficient, and you know, he didn't have any assists, but he made some really nice passes when he did drive it and kicked it out, and the ball kept moving. And it's what he's learning to understand is you can get 30 anytime you want if you'll get fouled and you'll take good shots. And I thought he really took good shots. I thought the only three he missed was the only bad three he took, and that was in the first half. And so I think he's learning to adjust to that.
What about his impact defensively with 5 steals?
Well, I think you're seeing him be a better defender than he was a year ago. A year ago, he would stick out on the defensive end. He got a big steal down there in the corner when the game was still an 8 or 10 point game, and that was a big one. And so as he gets better defensively, that just makes us that much better.
Anything else for Coach?
Ty also had 8 blocks, even though he fouled out in only 21 minutes. And that just almost insane to think that if he can stay out of foul trouble.
Well, and
how big is that going to be in terms of?
Yeah, I mean, that's a block a minute for him. And but no, there's no question. And again, we knew they came into the game averaging like 18 offensive rebounds. They just and again, they've got a young team, and Steve's doing a really good job with them. And I know where he's at because I've been there a year ago. And you're trying to find a way to win with young players right now, and that's hard to do. But I know this, Ty, you know, he felt like he didn't have a good game, and yet he had 8 block shots. Well, that's a pretty big factor in the game when you have 8 block shots.
Coach, talk a little bit about your freshman players like Adi and Godwin.
Well, Godwin just continues to come in and you know, be very solid and is a great defender. And, you know, Marcus goes to the free throw line and goes 9 for 10. Tarkus is 5 for 6. You know, those are things that, you know, and Marcus is 3 for 4 from the field. You know, we're 3 for 5. We didn't take a lot of threes tonight because there weren't a lot of threes to take. We were getting to the rim and we knew we wanted to. And so, again, you know, I wish I'd have had this officiating crew out in San Francisco because we drove it just like this out there and didn't get fouls driving to the rim. So, you know, that's what we've got to be, and it isn't always going to be pretty. When you play fast and you're trying to press, it isn't always going to be pretty. But the press wore them down as the game went on, and the press gave us a couple good runs, and then they were always playing from behind. And we know that feeling, and we didn't have to play that way. Might have been the first time since I've been here in a real game where we led from the start to the end and never gave it back. So that's a good growing and learning lesson for this team.
For Coach? All right. All right, we'll bring up Ty and Dikembe.